Hi, I'm Lauren.
And I'm Kristyna.
And this is our podcast, Let's Chew the Fat. Hello.
Hello. Welcome back.
We are back, exactly. We missed last week. Maybe you noticed that because Kristyna was dying.
I was.
We'll get into that. But yeah, but now we're back. Weekly episodes. We're here again. And today we're actually going to do a part 2 to an episode that we did a long time ago about culture shocks in between our home countries and Spain. And I don't know, throughout like this past year, we've come up with a lot more. So we decided to do a part 2.
Did you listen to the first one?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Horrible.
Really?
I didn't love it. I mean, it was better than other ones. Mm-hmm. We pointed out some interesting stuff. Mm-hmm. But I don't like listening to the older ones.
Yeah, I mean, the quality is worse and stuff.
Exactly.
But I mean...
Content-wise, it was okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll do that today. Give you some more culture shocks. But as always, we're going to look back at these past 2 weeks, actually.
Yeah. You know, I was looking into the calendar and I realized we didn't get to talk about the Patones de Arriba trip. I didn't even, it seems such a long time ago now. Also, my voice is still a little bit weird because, I mean, I'm still recovering.
Yeah.
But, yeah, just a little disclaimer. But, it seems like such a long time ago. I mean, you know, the whole thing of me being sick, I feel like I was in this, outer space somewhere.
Right? That's what it feels like always.
World.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird because I was in my room, closed literally in my bed the whole week, and I was just trying to get through it. I can't tell you how excited every day I was for it to be the night, and I was like, okay, another day over. I was just
because she was really sick. She didn't just have a little cold.
No, I think I probably just had the flu. And it just one day it hit me because I was completely fine on Friday. I even I cleaned the bathroom. I went out to play golf again. And then on Saturday I woke up and I think I was in denial. I was I just feel a little bit nauseous. I don't know what this is. I don't even remember what my first symptoms were.
A whole list. She messaged me just Lauren, I think I'm sick. And I was like, no, what are your symptoms? And she said, I have a cough. I'm nauseous. And I was like, okay. I already replied. And then she just continued naming symptoms. I was like, this is not great.
I don't even remember. But the most confusing one was the nausea.
That was weird.
What is this? But
that's what made me think you had the stomach flu. But thankfully it didn't.
Thankfully, throwing up was one of the symptoms I did not have, fortunately. Because that would kill me. No. But
I think you were also in now because you were supposed to go on vacation the next day.
Yeah, I was supposed to go to Malaga on Sunday morning. And I was just I was like, what do I do? Because I was either I can, because it's just by train, not by a plane. So I was like, okay, it's easier, maybe I can do it. Maybe I'll still be sick one more day there and then I can enjoy it or whatever. And I couldn't even sleep the night before because I think I did plan on going still. I had my suitcase packed on the floor. I was ready. And then during the night, I kept waking up thinking that I would miss the train. I mean, it was at 8 a.m. So nothing crazy, But I don't know. I just kept waking up. I was like, I'll be late. And then I was kind of do I go? Then I called my mom at 4 a.m, which usually she would pick up because she is a light sleeper. But one of her ears is deaf and she was sleeping on that ear. No, on the other ear, so she couldn't hear. So I was like, what do I do? And then I checked the trains and I saw that they will still give me 70% of the train tickets back. So I was like, okay, it's fine. Because before I was worried that I would lose all the money because, it was 60 euros, which, it's not that bad. But, it still sucks. And at least then they gave me 70% euros back. So I canceled it on the website and then...
But still, thank God you didn't go.
Yeah, no.
It would have been horrible.
No. And also, you know what? One other thing was that on Sunday, I would have to wait until the afternoon for my friends to pick me up because they were doing something during the day. So I would have to stay somewhere during the whole day almost and kill time dying.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad I didn't go because it wouldn't. Like yesterday was the first day that I actually was out of my bed doing something. I mean, nothing crazy, but just like out of my bed, and that was Saturday, and I was supposed to be there until Thursday. So no. It was a great week.
That was Kristyna's life.
What were you doing the whole time?
Honestly, not much. The thing is, my grandparents were supposed to come on Friday, and I was supposed to spend the whole week with them. That was kind of the plan. In the end, their flight got canceled, and they could not find another flight to Madrid that was available. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like, they were looking...
From the UK, right?
From Bristol. The issue is, it was from Bristol, which is kind of a small airport, I think. They were looking. They could not find anything until, like, super far back. In the end, what they ended up doing is they flew to Malaga, and they took the train from Malaga to Madrid. Yeah, because that was the only flight to, like, Spain that they could find that still had seats available. God. So in the end, they did that, and they arrived on Tuesday evening. So from then on, I kind of spend my time with them. A lot of eating, which is nice.
Always, whenever we have visitors, it's all about eating.
And I haven't seen them in like 4 or 5 years. The last time I saw them was, I never know, either 2018 or 2019. So it's just super nice, like getting to see them again. And other than that, like before that, well, I spent an entire freaking day doing spreadsheets. No, 1.5 days doing spreadsheet and like exercises that we were supposed to do. So that took up a lot of my time. A lot of fun. And it was just working and doing stuff.
I hate spreadsheets.
Like, at this point, hatred.
Me too.
Pure hatred.
Because it's just so much work. Because before that, I think before I got sick, I did the like SPOG test, which we have from our university, where they like record short videos and then they give you a quiz afterwards, something like that. And then we have to do like the final unit test. We have to do every, I don't know, month or so. And so I was doing those instead of the exercises because I thought it would help, to watch the videos first. And then I got sick and I didn't have like energy or anything to do the spreadsheets. And I knew like the deadline was on Thursday, but I just I couldn't.
No, because it's a horrible thing to do if you're, I mean, it's horrible either way, but to sit in front of that sheet.
So much energy and time, and you have to look on the computer screen exactly the whole time. So I couldn't. And then on Thursday, I just like forgot somehow that it's going to take a lot of time.
I know, you seem super... Well, you never messaged me about it, which made me think, like, is she fine? Like, am I the only one who doesn't know what's going on? But then all of a sudden I was like, wait, did she forget that? Is that why she's not freaking out?
I mean, I knew about it, but somehow I forgot that it takes a lot of time. And I started doing it, like, 4 hours before the deadline, which is definitely not enough time. Like,
especially not this time around. Like, even Paula, like, I was messaging with her a little bit because without her, I mean, I would have never finished it. And even her, like, she spent the whole day doing it.
And it just makes me so mad because it's horrible. Like, I'm never ever going to use what we're doing.
And I was like, I could have used this time for a bunch of different things.
Exactly. I hate it so much. So, I mean, I did a little bit, like the little amount that I could on my own. Then I copied something from you. Then I think I didn't even do some of it. I don't know. I'm kind of worried about the grade from this.
I'm still wondering if anybody's going to actually look at it.
Right? Because we haven't, like, this was the 5th one.
We haven't gotten any feedback whatsoever. So I kind of handed it in with that in mind. Thinking,
right?
Like, maybe
Me
nobody
too.
will
And I
ever
was like,
look at
maybe
it.
next time I'll try harder. I don't know. But, like, I hope we don't even have that many left. I feel like
I think
might
have one left. The final exam is super soon. That's another thing that happened to me yesterday. I looked at all the deadlines. All of the deadlines are, like, now. Like, we have the final exam in 3 weeks, I think.
What?
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that this is not one of the like 6 credit one where we have a proper date.
So I think we might have one more maybe, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's horrible. It's a horrible class.
So and then for fun stuff, we're kind of doing this backwards. So we talked about this past week first. The week before that, we had classes. Everything was normal.
Everything was super normal.
Kristyna was still alive. Things were good. And yeah, on Sunday we went on the hike, which I feel like we should talk about that because
we should, because it was such a nice day. I mean, the original plan was to go to a certain part of Madrid and do a hike where there's like this canyon-like
Grand Canyon
place
type of thing.
Because we saw the pictures, and I think honestly it's super interesting how it even came around, because I think we posted like a photo dump on our Instagram or something, and then one of our followers reached out and she was like, if you like hiking, if you like nature, you should go there because it's like really nice. And then I googled it, and then I forced everybody to make it into a trip because it is like further away. I think we drove like
driving was like 50 minutes. Well, we took a detour because we went to pick up Sophia,
but not that far. No. But you kind of need a car to go there, because with public transport and on the weekend, like it would take an insane amount of time. So we had one of our friends' dad drive us there. So, you know, I made it into a whole trip. I was like, Laura, ask your dad if he could drive us there. And then, girls, do you want to go?
We made a doodle. Did we? Yeah, we did. This also required a doodle.
Yeah. And so we planned it into a trip. So we went there, but we didn't research it enough because Sophia said that she's been there. And so I kind of like, you know, forgot about it. I was like, okay, she was there. Like, I don't need to, you know, research a lot. And then we arrived and we realized that to go to the actual Grand Canyon, we're in a different place. Like, it would take too much time.
We were in Patones de Arriba and you're supposed to be in Patones de Abajo.
Or somewhere there.
Yeah.
Somewhere like a little bit. It wasn't like far away. It was just very inconvenient because at that point Laura's dad left and
we were without a car.
And we could technically, like, my maps were telling me we could walk to the canyon, but it would take, I think it was like 3 hours. And then we asked somebody, some local, and they said that it would be like on the highway or something. Yeah. So we just chose some random path that, I mean, I think the local told us to.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
Well, the thing is, I think the local technically told us to take a different turn.
Okay.
But then, like, we looked it up on Google Maps, I don't know. And Kristyna found a path that took like 4 hours, maybe?
5, maybe.
5. Like, it was to the same destination, because then we wanted to go to some lake. And
also,
Laura,
just to mention, because Laura had, I hate when I do this. Laura had a thing like in the evening, so we had to, I think, like finish there at 4.
4, yeah, by a certain
So we didn't
time.
have like a ton of time. Like, we came in the morning, but we still had like a deadline in the evening. So just to mention that.
And then Laura looked on her phone and she found a path to the same destination for 2 hours. So
I was like, how?
We were like,
my phone wasn't
this
showing
is a given. Like, we take the 2 hours. Why not? Turns out this was probably a downhill biking path, which means it went vertically up the hill and vertically down the hill. There was no nice zigzag situation. No. Also, like, there was a lot of like, it wasn't nicely done, basically. A lot of stones, a lot of slipping potential, a lot of whatever. So in the end, it turned out to be an adventure, and we didn't make it to the final destination.
No, what was the final destination?
That big lake.
Oh.
We made it into a pond.
That's true. I mean, it was just, and also the girls didn't have like proper shoes. I mean, you didn't have hiking shoes either, right?
No.
So I don't know what the difference was. I mean, because Laura has asthma.
Yeah,
and Paula's knee hurt.
Yeah, that's true.
So that was the issue. Like,
so the walking down, like, for the knee was not great at all.
Yeah. But I mean, it was really nice to be like out in the wild.
It was beautiful.
And just to explore a new place with like proper nature, because I do miss that. So it was really nice afternoon. Yeah. Also, Sophia didn't have food, like, at all. Like, we arrived at Patones de Arriba in like 9. And then we were going back at like 4:30, and she had peanuts. And I was like, girl, I mean, I know your lunch time is later, but still, you know, like, we're hiking. But fortunately, we had enough food to like share, and we had enough water.
But it's super nice. Great experience. Definitely a story. Like,
for sure,
a story to tell.
Oh, and then at the end, because like, a crazy thing to me was that when we arrived at that small like town, is it a town? it was empty. Like nobody was there. There were maybe like 2 people who were preparing a restaurant or something. Nobody. And then we came back from our hike and it was full because we came at like Spanish prime lunchtime.
True.
And it was super full, super alive. And then we bought like kind of matching bracelets
true.
at the end. Like each of us has one with like the stones that
Was
mean
it
something.
yours supposed to protect you from getting sick? I think that was yours.
Okay, mine's not working.
I really thought so.
I can't remember, but I know it was something with my nails, my hair.
Oh, true.
But it was supposed to protect me from something. For
Yeah. Well,
sure. Maybe it'll work from now on. I mean, but honestly, with my me being sick, I think in the end it was the perfect timing. To be honest, because yes, I am sad that I didn't get to go to Malaga.
didn't have a vacation.
Yeah, but on the other hand, I could at least partially cancel the tickets, so I wasn't like flying anywhere, so I would lose all the money. And like I've been to Malaga before, it was just supposed to technically be so I can do something.
So you wouldn't be hanging out here like by yourself, basically.
Exactly. And also I was working because those were like the 2 days I felt kind of okay, so I was working constantly, which I probably wouldn't been able to, at least not to that extent, if I were in Malaga. So, and also like I didn't miss any school. I had a long time to recover
because you were super sick, so like you would have probably missed a lot of classes. We always have like a lot of deadlines and projects to do in class, so you would have been so stressed out if you got sick during
so
the
in
semester.
the end, honestly, it was the perfect timing. And I mean, my mom is trying to plan the trip for my birthday to go there, which I mean, I don't know, because we have a lot of things to do. But I mean, you know, it's not like I can go there ever. Like I can literally go there
all the time. You could go there for a weekend.
Yeah. So in the end, I'm kind of glad that I was at this time. So the main topic, as Lauren introduced in the beginning, is our culture shocks, right? Which is an updated version or another part, because we've already done one. And when I was listening to it, it was like super interesting to me because I think it was one of our like first episodes.
Yeah, it was.
Maybe even like the third one or fourth one.
I think so.
Right? So it's super interesting to like listen to that because it was like now it's a year and a half ago, which is mind-blowing. Yeah. Maybe even more, honestly.
It was at a completely different point of our lives.
And at that point, I've lived here for only a couple of months. So now, after almost 2 years, it's going to be a little bit different. So I'm excited.
Me too. And like these are very specific to like, I'm from Switzerland. So that's what I'm comparing it to. And you're from the Czech Republic. So that's what you're comparing it to.
Yes.
Just background information.
Yes. So let's go. What's your first one?
Okay, I think, I don't know.
I'm really curious to see what you have because I have like super specific things.
Me too, and I don't. Okay, maybe one would be that people are very direct. And this is very shocking to me in all of the situations. Like, I feel like even in formal situations, people aren't very formal. Like, they say the thing of, me pones un blah, blah, blah. Like, in Switzerland, we don't. In Switzerland, we would be like, could you please, if it doesn't bother you, maybe, possibly give me this. Like, we're very, very formal. Especially, like, in stores with, like, at restaurants. But then also with even people that you know, we're way less direct than Spanish people. So to me, that is like a big thing that I've noticed. Okay, so direct in a way, because it's like, if you think about it, it's kind of like contradictory to what Spanish people are like, right? Like, because they're very like open and nice. Yeah. So, but I mean, I guess they do it not in a like rude way, right? It's just, I feel like they can somehow get away with it. I don't know why, because like if you said that in Switzerland, if you said like, give me a beer, like people would look at you like, who raised you, you know? But here somehow, I don't know, because like they say it with a smile, or I don't know what it is, but like it works.
I think
it's not,
like
it doesn't
super
come
relaxed.
off. Yeah, it doesn't come off as rude. Whereas in Switzerland, like you need to say please 3 times. You need to like, you know?
Also, maybe because they're like super friendly. So like even when like strangers meet here, it's like they're not formal with each other too much. So
exactly.
then I guess.
And Switzerland is more like more distant, more private, less like friendly with strangers. Like you don't just start like a conversation with strangers technically. So it's like this distanced friendliness, I guess. Okay. And here you're less distanced, but like more just like open to everybody, maybe.
Yeah, true. I have one that is probably, maybe, even like in other countries, but it's like people watching TikToks or YouTube videos, whatever, in public, like usually in public transport, and it's like really loud.
And with TikTok, it annoys me so much because they never let the sound finish. They just scroll on.
But like, so literally I have a person sitting right next to me, and on full on like loud speakers, they are just playing these videos.
Or sometimes they'll literally listen to music without headphones.
Oh, true. Yeah, exactly. And I'm like,
I'm just sitting there like, if all of us would be doing that, that would be chaotic.
Yeah, but nobody, like, it seems so super normal to them.
I mean, I've seen people walk up to them and tell them to stop.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't.
But I don't know if it's like normal, but it happens more than it happens in Switzerland.
Yeah.
But I think that might once a bit can be like in Switzerland, like you're more quiet, more private.
I mean, back home,
here you're just kind of living your life.
Yeah. Back home, there's a specific group of people. It's usually like these 13, 14-year-olds that love to play music on loud.
Or just walk around with a big speaker.
Yeah, I don't understand these people. But yeah, I think it's just they think they're cool or something. So like very specific.
They want to share their music with us.
But here it's just like whatever age, whatever gender, just watching it.
And always, I swear to God, louder than necessary.
Yeah, even for them, I'm like, the whole train can hear
like,
it.
You're right in front of your phone. I think you can hear it. Yeah, that's true. Oh, this is an interesting one. This is probably specific. Also, a lot of these are probably specific to Madrid. Just because this is where we spend most of our time at. That people don't prioritize balconies.
That's a good one.
Thank you. Because I think this is what we were talking about when we were like, oh, we should do another culture shock episode. What you will find a lot here is that either the apartment buildings won't have balconies, like not even tiny ones, or, this is my favorite, they will have balconies, but people will close them up and like use it as extra living space, which I guess comes from the fact that a lot of apartments here are quite small. I think a lot of apartments are tiny, so they're trying to kind of extend the living room or the kitchen. You know, like for us, we kind of use that as having our garbage. Like we have stuff there that normally I guess you would have in your kitchen. But it's really interesting to me because I feel like in Switzerland, you would never. Like people love their balconies. They spend a lot of time there. I feel like if you had one, you would never close it at all.
Yeah. I mean, maybe from my background, it comes from the point where, like, my dad has a huge house with a backyard, and then with my mom, we've also lived at places like with a front yard or something like that. So here, now that I don't have that, like, if I had a balcony, I would use the hell out of it. And, like, especially when we see these, like, rooftops, and I just always want to cry. But the thing is, we never see people there. And, like, now is literally the perfect time to be there because it's not too warm, but it is, like, warm enough to actually be outside. And I never see people there.
True, we were talking about that, too. That, like, people that do have balconies don't really seem to use them.
No.
Even now when it's the perfect time.
Yeah. It really is now.
But the thing with closing up the balconies or not having balconies is probably also, like, a big city versus smaller town situation thing. Because in Switzerland, we just don't have cities as big as Madrid. You know, Switzerland is pretty much half the half the population of Switzerland could live in Madrid.
Just like sitting out on the balcony enjoying whatever food, reading. Never.
No, but I was also thinking maybe it also has to do with this. This is kind of another culture shock. but like people kind of live their lives outside of their apartment. You know, a lot more like people meet up on the street, people meet up in the cafes, people with kids meet up at the playground, talk there, have a drink there. Whereas in Switzerland, you spend more of your time in your apartment, I feel like. Here, people come home from work and they leave. They go, they hang out with people, they live outside. In Switzerland, then that's when you would spend time on your balcony. You would come home from work, you would have your dinner on your balcony. So I think it might also have to do with that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I have two that are more connected to, like, I guess, students or younger people. One of them is like writing, you know, when you say ha 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 in the group chat or like in a chat. Us, like, we used to do HA, but here they do JA.
Yeah, because
it makes sense with like the language. But for me, it's like super interesting because I just keep doing ha 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 ha, but they're doing ha 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 ha.
Well, the thing is also in German, if they do ha 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 ha, that in German spells out the word ja is the word yes. So they're basically just repeating the word yes. So what I read is yes, 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 yes. So it messes with my brain.
And it's just like, it was super like shocking to me because it's such a like stupid and small thing, but completely different. And it makes sense because of the language, like I said. But it's just like something like incomprehensible to me, you know, where back home, like, nobody would ever write it like that. And it's the same thing. It means the same thing. It's just like because of the language, it's spelled out differently. And it's like super
interesting to me because I feel like it's very, I mean, I don't know, but I think it's very specific to Spanish speaking people. You know, because like you have, I feel like French do it with the H. German speaking people do it with H. Czech speaking people do it with H. But then Spanish people have like their own way. And I somehow never realized that before coming here.
And I've never adapted. I don't feel like I'm entitled to somehow. You know,
I would feel so pretentious.
And then the second thing kind of connected to this is how most of Spanish people take their notes. Like in university.
Oh, this is such a good one. I forgot about that.
This is extremely shocking to me. And it's basically like from...
extremely shocking.
But it really is. Because I've always, I mean, I'm kind of, what's the word? OCD. So like I want my notes to be like pretty and nice. Also,
people are going to get mad at you for saying that.
I'm sorry. I take that back. I'm just a very particular person.
Yeah.
And, also, I'm a like visual learner, so I like my notes and like my materials to look nice and
certain structure.
Exactly, because like I learn from what I see. And Spanish, like a lot of Spanish people just take their notes, like writing a text, like paragraphs, sentences.
Then they just have a 50-page essay. Like, that's what they end up with.
But how do you study from it? Because then it literally means that you have to read all of it. Because when you look at it, you don't see, like, an information coming out of the paper, you know? Which is what I need for my notes. Also, because, like, my brain then goes, like, oh, it was on this page, like, top right corner, you know? Because I kind of, like, memorize it with my photographic memory, whatever it's called. But also because... if I just flip through the pages, I'm able like to see pieces of information just like that. But with the whole freaking text, I can't imagine doing that. So I don't understand how they do it. But like a lot of them do it.
It might be my biggest culture shock now that I think about it. It's insane to me. It's insane to me because you have received remember what was it? The notes for the lengua, I think, that you got from some group chat that you were in, some help group chat. And it was literally just page after page after page of text. It was like reading some essay.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you study from that, but I also don't understand how you take notes like that. Like, I don't think I would be capable of writing full sentences, like wrapping the information into a sentence. Like, I don't have time for that. I think,
in a way, it's like good because you like... these last couple of semesters we've had exams be like a long open question, so then you have to put the information you have in your head into actual sentences, which is helpful when you write down the information as a text, because then you have kind of technically a little bit more like context.
And to be fair, sometimes I do look at like a keyword that I wrote down like in a bullet
and
point,
you're
and I'm like,
is
what the hell?
Exactly. And you have it out of
That's true.
context. You don't know how, like, what is it telling you?
Yeah.
So I guess in that sense, it is, I guess it would be nice to like have both, like maybe have your notes, or to do like whole text and then do when you're studying to make it into like more concise and colorful notes. So you have both, but then it's obviously double the work. But it was very shocking to me.
Yeah. Another one that I have is also once again connected to, I think, the ha, which is the use of stickers. And honestly, this might just be me. Maybe the people I hang out with in Switzerland just don't use stickers. Maybe there's other groups of people in Switzerland that use stickers. So no offense to you guys. But people use a lot of freaking stickers all the time within conversations. It doesn't even come to my mind to use stickers. Like, because at this point, every time somebody sends a sticker.
Oh, wait, you mean...
What were you thinking?
I felt like physical stickers. I was really... Like, I know Sophia is obsessed, but like, do people really like stickers so much?
Sorry, I should clarify. Stickers in WhatsApp.
Okay. No, it makes a lot of sense.
I love that you were agreeing with me.
No, I was just like waiting for you to get to some point with it. I was like, really?
I'm not going to disagree with you, but also I don't really agree. No, sorry, stickers on WhatsApp. Like within conversations or to react to it. Because at this point, every time somebody sends me a sticker, that's great. I save it. So at this point, I have a big collection of stickers. But I use a sticker like once a month. Because it never comes to mind. I'm not fast enough. By the time I've chosen the right sticker, the conversation is already at a different point. I don't know.
That's true. I never
used stickers before.
I think I used a lot of like GIFs.
No, not even that.
So I think for me, like, I was able kind of to transition. I don't use them as much as like Spanish people, but I think
you use them once in a while. Like, good for her.
Because I honestly, they're genius.
They are.
I mean, they
say so much.
Yeah, like and our friends have the best ones. I swear. So, like, it's fun to use them, but like you said, you have to be really quick because the conversation just goes on and on.
At that point, they're already just talking about something else.
Yeah, but then I use them a lot. That's true.
And sometimes they're the ideal response.
Mm-hmm. Because you can take anything, any picture, make it into... We have stickers of ourselves.
Yeah. And now,
at this point.
Now, the new iPhones make it super easy. You know, you can just click on somebody and sticker, there you go.
That's true. I haven't thought of that. Yeah. Good one.
Thank you. You were doubting it at the
beginning. Crosswalks in the center. You know, especially on Gran Via, when you go down on the other side, you cross a crosswalk and you don't even know it.
Oh!
This is super weird. Because it's like the same concrete. Sometimes it doesn't even change like from one type to another. It's just the floor, and all of a sudden, apparently, it's a
road.
It's a road. And the funniest thing, I mean, poor drivers, because the people just don't, they just keep walking because it's literally the busiest street.
I've seen people almost die there so many times.
Oh my God. But the poor drivers, because there are like proper traffic lights, right?
Technically.
But just people either see them or ignore them, or they don't know there's a crosswalk. Or honestly,
just don't see them because you wouldn't know.
No, you wouldn't know. And there's just like all of a sudden there's a car trying to push through the people because they have the green light, but just the people don't know there's a crosswalk. So this is really weird to me. And I don't think I've ever seen it anywhere like in other country where there would be basically invisible crosswalks.
And also here it's the most present in, I think, Gran Via, which is like the center, which is where there's the most chaos anyway, the most tourists that don't really know what's going on anyway, the most cab drivers, bus drivers, so it's insane.
Yeah, usually I think it's because it's very like narrow. It's not like a huge, because there's the main street where the cars go and there's like multiple lines and stuff. And these tiny like crosswalks, come from the side where there's a very narrow street, so you don't like realize, and it like crosses the what is it, where people walk on it. That's the sidewalk.
Oh.
Yeah. The sidewalk. It's not like a proper intersection where everything would be clear.
No.
So that's why. And yeah, I think for a long time I didn't even realize. Then I do realize, but I keep walking because everybody
else does. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said,
you're
poor
protected
drivers.
by the amount of people. Another one that I thought of when you were saying that is, but this might be specific to Getafe maybe. I don't know how much I've seen it in the center, like in Madrid itself.
Okay.
But it's the garages that come out of freaking nowhere. Because you will have a sidewalk alongside of an apartment building, for instance. And
Ooh, true.
there will be, there will be a garage coming out of that apartment building, like the door of a garage.
Like literally on a sidewalk, right?
Onto a sidewalk with no signage. The sidewalk doesn't change. The pattern doesn't change of like the stones or what do I know. Like there is no sign that there's just cars coming out of this freaking wall. And the cars a lot of time drive out of there as if the people walking should know.
Yeah.
Because maybe technically they do have the right of way. I don't know. But it is terrifying. And I have almost died many times.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
so that came to mind.
This one you're gonna love. You probably have it too if you didn't forget it, which is concerts are encores.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Oh my God.
I feel horrible. That's a really good one.
I've been like writing stuff down as I went. I don't know if you did the same thing. So like I didn't like come up with them on the spot. That's fine.
Thanks for making me feel better.
But we realized that it's probably not a cultural thing to do encores here at the end of the concert. Because the first time we realized when we were at the Neil Moliner concert back in May last year, and we were super confused because the concert like technically ended. Well, in the end it ended properly, and that's just like hypothetically.
Lights went on.
Yeah. And then we were like, so are we just going? And I think the Spanish people like almost immediately started walking away. And we were like, what? Excuse me. We need at least one more song. Because I think also he didn't play some like
hits.
Big ones. Yeah. Exactly. So we're like, okay, he's setting for the encore. But he didn't. And we were like, what? Like, I don't think I've went to one concert that wouldn't do encore.
No, usually they play their biggest hit. Like, usually their biggest commercial hit is played after the encore. Yeah. And also, it happened with other concerts that we went to here, where the artist would have it planned like that. That he would play his own the whole set list, and then he had like 2 or 3 songs planned for the encore. So he left, and nobody clapped. Nobody yelled encore. Nobody did anything. We were just sat there. I think people might have been confused because it was still dark, but he left. Like, I don't know. And I think one time I actually looked at the set list of the artist. I can't remember who it was. And I knew that he had 3 more like great songs to play after the encore. And I think it might have been Tom Odell. I'm not sure.
Okay.
And people were doing nothing. And I was like, this poor guy. Like,
oh my God.
How is he supposed to?
Did he come back or no?
In the end, he did. Well, because it was like Another Love that he hadn't played yet, you know? And I was there clapping by myself, screaming. Nobody else reacted. So it's a super weird thing.
That is weird. I like I said, I've never seen it in like any other country or any other artist.
No.
And like always, we would always like have like come back because obviously we want to hear more. Yeah. And like I remember back home, I was even like, okay, this is lame because they always come back. Why did you act like you're done? But now I understand because like people here had no clue. So that I don't know. We were confused.
Yeah, it was a super weird situation. Okay. So we're gonna continue with some last couple ones, but we're just going to mention them, not give a lot of context. Okay. You figure out the context for yourself.
Okay, go.
Okay. I have that. Oh, what the hell? Okay. People dress for the season, not for the weather. So it can be like 30 degrees, but if it's March, people will still wear jackets.
True. Charging boxes or stations everywhere, like public transport, inside buses, inside stations.
True.
Everywhere. And people like using them actually a lot.
And them actually being like nice, not just. Then I have flexible, spontaneous, last minute organizing and planning. Kills me. Absolutely kills me.
Me too. The big use of like electric scooters.
Oh, good one. Warmest time of the day is around 4, 5, or 6, not in the middle of the day. Yeah. Super weird.
The obsession with lottery here. I'll just mention something with this because it's really interesting. But they love lotteries here. You literally have really, really long lines,
especially before Christmas.
Waiting at these like small stands where they say lotteries, and these stands are like everywhere. And there's lines where people want to buy the tickets and stuff. Like, it's a big thing here.
That's true. Punctuality. People aren't really punctual. People think everything within 30 minutes is punctual. Nobody has ever, like, when I arrive on time to Zumba, nobody else is there. So now I'm trying to arrive late to Zumba.
I called it a bread problem because there's not a big selection. It is a bread problem. There's not a big selection of breads and like types of bread because I think they mostly just eat like the basic white baguette. And if they do have a bigger selection, it's pretty expensive. Like
that's true. Yeah. Then they're like fancy stores. People are informal towards professors and professors are informal towards you. In Switzerland, they would never like say du. Like they would always say usted and use your last name, even the professors to talk to you and vice versa.
There are like a little different rules with car lights here. Like I think during the day they don't have to have them on.
True.
I don't know if it's, I think our friend told us like when it gets dark outside, so it's not even tied to a proper like time. Which is weird because back home it's just you have to always have it on. So
I don't have any more, so you can just.
I think I don't have any more.
Oh wow! Okay.
So it worked out perfectly. Sorry, I just couldn't pull the paper
for the listeners.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, let us know if you agree, disagree, if you have your own culture shocks.
Yeah, I really want to. Like, I love listening to them. Like seeing what people are surprised by. Like, for example, I saw a lot of like videos on Instagram where mostly I think Americans are like, oh my god, in European grocery stores you can have your bread cut in a machine, which I mean I never use it because I mean
it dries out faster.
Exactly, but I guess if it's like for a family or something, you eat it very fast, so I don't use it. But I know it's here and for me it's normal. So
no,
it's
I will watch these culture shocks videos even if it's like the same thing that I already know, and I'm still like, oh yeah, true.
Yeah. I like them. So let us know if you have any.
Yes. And book club.
What is it? I had it in my head just so go of the week. I was like, what is this?
You panicked. Book club. Book club. For God's sake.
Book club. Okay, this is what we're gonna go with.
Yeah.
We can do better. So what did you read? What did you watch? Tell me everything.
I am currently reading. I gave up the other book I was reading and I switched to a new book, which is Happy Hour, a novel by Marlo Granados. And I bought it because Jack Edwards recommended it.
Once again.
And I went to the Secret Kingdoms bookstore because my dad wanted to show it to my grandparents. And I obviously had to buy a book.
Obviously.
So I bought this book. It sounds great. So far, I'm only like 20 pages in, I think. It's about two friends that moved to New York together. And I guess, like for the summer, I think they have an internship or something. And it sounded fun to me. And they haven't really done much so far, so I don't know. But I like it. I like the style of writing so far. I think it's going to be like one that I get through quickly, hopefully. Let's hope so. Yeah.
I read your dad's book, and I liked it. I was surprised because I think like a third of the book at the end were like these exercises. So I was expecting the book to go on, and all of a sudden like it was done.
Me
and
too.
Like, wow.
Me too. I had that too.
Yeah, but it was really interesting. And then I finished watching How I Met Your Mother, which is really sad.
Again? Or was this your first time watching
No,
it?
I think it was my second time.
Okay.
But my first time was like many years back.
Okay.
So, and I think this show is not appreciated enough. It's hilarious, but at the same time, it's amazing because it's about like this group of people who like, you know, they hang out with each other every day in a bar, and then they start slowly like growing apart, you know, because life. And like you can really like relate to it, but at the same time, like it's hilarious. Like I was laughing out loud like whatever I was watching. It's extremely hilarious, and it's like really smart because like the jokes were like happening like throughout the whole show, like all seasons, you know, so it wasn't like they said it once and they forgot about it. Like it was,
got it. Yeah.
you know, like they did not forget anything ever. And it was just, I mean, obviously, I don't want to spoil anything, but the ending is horrible. I feel like
I mean, you talked about it. You basically spoiled it in the Daisy
then never mind. But literally, like the last episode should not have happened.
Yeah.
Like that is stupid. It was just to make money, I guess. I don't know. But like all in all, the show is just truly amazing. And one other thing, like I realized while watching this show, because I have these, and honestly, it went to my top. I don't know if like top one, but now I'm gonna have 4 shows like rewatching, because I had 3 that I was, you know, rotating, and now this slid right in.
Another one.
Amazing. But I realized that like as I'm watching these shows and like rewatching them, because I watched them maybe like a couple years apart always, it's interesting like to watch them when you're older, you know, and see maybe some things you haven't noticed before, or something.
Or you relate to different things. That's
that
true.
is really cool. But it was sad to finish it because I don't know, it's just amazing.
You can watch it again next semester.
But I mean, it always happens with these.
Yeah, for sure.
Fine. It's fine. Yeah.
Did you read anything too?
I started reading a new book, but I'm just only a couple of pages in.
So not much.
Yeah, not much.
Not much
yet.
to say.
But I did start reading a new book. I also watched the new season of Love is Blind that is out. I mean, they're slowly releasing, which I hate. It's just like now we're literally waiting a whole week for one episode. And like the most important one, like we're going to know who married each other and who didn't.
That is important.
And that's why and then like 2 days after they released that one, we're going to have the reunion, I guess, or I don't know. It's just annoying.
Yeah.
That they do this. But yeah, that was my
consumption of media.
But while you mentioned that, I have to say, I did not like how much time I spend on my phone when I was like, I mean, it makes complete sense.
It makes sense.
Like, I'm fine with it. But like the weird, like now for my YouTube shorts, it's just snakes laying eggs. People making lipsticks.
Also, who the hell spends time on YouTube Shorts?
Me. I don't know. Like, because I was tired of Instagram. I don't go on TikTok to like it's not my go-to app, luckily. So that's good.
You're better than all of us.
I mean, I'm just on a different app. But like, I don't like where it took me. And like...
You don't like the eggs hatching.
I mean... And like now I'm weirdly obsessed with snakes. Not obsessed, but like I don't know. I hated snakes. Now I'm like, oh, they're cute.
Oh wow, look at that. Maybe you should go to Australia.
No, I don't know. I really didn't like it, but because like what I do usually, like when I consume social media in general, I know how long I'm on that app, and I'm like, okay, this was enough. Like, let's do something else. But while I was sick, I couldn't do anything else. Like, I was, you know,
it would also be too much work to read sometimes.
Exactly. That's why I didn't read, because one of my symptoms later on were that my eyes were hurting. Like, literally, I could just like look straight, even when I looked to the side or something, and it hurt. So, and it would require too much energy. So all I could do was be on my phone, and I blech.
But then I
didn't
feel like
it.
that even makes you feel worse. You know, that gives
Yeah.
you a headache, makes your eyes
Yeah.
hurt even more.
No, I didn't like
But
it.
it's just...
But I mean, I guess it's good because I was worried that maybe I'll be like, oh my god, now I'm addicted, and I'm not. So,
Yeah.
I'm not to
Because you went to YouTube Shorts. I don't think anybody's addicted to YouTube Shorts.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we're glad. So song of the week.
yes.
Okay,
What is your song of the week?
mine is I was playing. Actually, no, that's not. Well, it is a bit real. I was playing, Wordle,
Yes.
and there's a song called Hurdle, which is a game called Hurdle, which is from Spotify. You have to guess one song per. It's really cool. You should. I'll
What?
send you the link.
Okay.
They play like 1 second, and then you can guess, and then like if you don't know it, like you'll get more and more and more until you fail. And it's amazing. It's amazing. It's like my true talent, And the first song was, I think, If the World Was Ending by JP Sachs. And it kind of brought me back into this whole like world of music that I was listening to during the lockdown. And I rediscovered the EP that Jeremy Zucker did with Chelsea Cutler, which is called Brent. And I think it has 4 songs and all of them are amazing. So that's why my song of the week is You Were Good to Me by Jeremy Zucker and Chelsea Cutler. Because I
think I
am
know
obsessed.
that
I think
song.
so. It was very popular for a while there.
Okay. I'm gonna
But
look it up.
specifically, I think he also has it out just like with him singing, but with the two of them obsessed.
Okay. I mean, I have to say, March in general was my best music month ever, I think, so far. I think I've said it once before, like about some month, but this even like
Took
it
it
was
further.
amazing. I have the most songs in that place. I have like 35 songs. And if
Yeah.
you think about it, March has 31 days. So
Yeah.
I discovered more than
That's
one
true.
song a day. So I have so much new music. And also like people are releasing stuff now. But I mean, my song of the week is This Is What Losing Someone Feels Like from, I believe, Jake. Because he has like JVKE.
Okay.
But I think
It's
he
probably
pronounced
Jake.
it as Jake. And this guy, you know him. He's the Golden Hour song.
Oh,
and
okay. Oh, okay.
This type of music.
Yeah.
And it's actually a whole album that I think is called This Is What Blank Feels Like.
Oh, he has that? He has a whole album out?
Yeah, I didn't know.
didn't
and it's
know.
from 2022. It's
the
from
hell?
September 2022. And I was like, what? I had no
I'll have to
idea.
listen to that.
So I listened to the whole album. It's amazing. But I particularly love This Is What Losing Someone Feels Like. I think he wrote it for his, manager or somebody who lost his like best friend. And it's a beautiful song. I mean, this guy, like Jake, he's very interesting because he's trying to like show that you don't have to be signed to be able to like create music and like do it as you're living. I think
He produces it all himself.
I think so.
Wow.
I think so. He met Alicia Keys.
Oh,
I think he sang with her on stage.
No way.
Something like that. So it's really amazing. And I didn't know it was a whole album. So I love that. But I have so many things. Like I rediscovered some songs from One Direction. Like I didn't know, Spaces Through the Dark. We were listening to it when we were driving
True.
to get to the hike. Ooh, Demi Lovato released a rock version of Heart Attack.
Oh, I haven't listened to that. Is that out now?
It's really good. Yeah. It's really
Oh, no,
good.
but I've been listening to her old, her latest album, that's the word,
Okay.
a lot more, and it's really good. I somehow missed it when it came out, but it's really good.
underrated. I think people just focus on like the side of her doing drugs a lot,
Yeah.
and not like her actually like creating in music. And
I mean, she's a
the
good
rock
artist.
version is really
I mean, the
good,
songs
honestly.
that she put out at 15, having like written herself, sung herself.
Yeah. Oh, the new NF album is out, which is great too.
I saw, but I've only listened to like 3 songs, so I can't judge yet.
think the whole album, but then I fell asleep.
The one with
at the end.
Chelsea Cutler. Obsessed.
It's just, and I just love it. I love it. And Leave Me in the Dark by Alexander Stewart. It's out. It was actually released on Wednesday, and I only saw it today because as I was
didn't
sick,
know.
I forgot. And I'm gonna be obsessed with this song for the following year.
It's gonna be here next week, Song of the Week.
maybe. So there's a lot of great music. And
Oh, it's not Chelsea Cutler. It's Julia Michaels. Sorry.
oh, never mind. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, so I've been enjoying music a lot
Yes.
because there's been great stuff. I think
And there's so much more to
right?
come.
Ed Sheeran's
Ed
supposed to
Sheeran.
release album, I think, on my birthday or
Louis
something.
Capaldi, Niall Horan.
Where's Louis Capaldi supposed to release his
May.
album? Okay.
And Niall isn't until June. I don't know why they start promoting these albums so early. I mean, good for them, but then it makes
Not
me
good for
feel...
us.
No.
Yeah. So it's been a great time for music
Yeah.
lately. So now, for the dreaded part. What is my... Oh, yeah. Tell the...
Yeah, maybe you saw that on last week's Song of the Week, or you guys voted. Kristyna's song lost. What was your song?
Oh my God.
I'm gonna check. Don't worry.
Yours was Miley Cyrus Jaded, right?
Oh yeah, yours was All My Friends.
Okay.
Bye. We don't know. We don't care.
Molly something.
Okay. But it was honestly, it wasn't like it was in the end. I had 54% of the votes and you had 46. So not
Yeah,
bad.
so it wasn't,
No, it wasn't crazy. But now Kristyna gets to freestyle rap using
my God.
4 words from the song Jaded by Miley Cyrus, which I wrote down right here.
Okay, can I have them, please? Okay, so they are places, lonely, hate, and sorry. Oh my God. I have to rap? Oh no, what did I do?
What did you do? Oh, no, it's just right here. I don't know what you did.
I was hoping.
Kristyna's never used the phone before.
Okay.
This is really difficult.
And it's gonna be embarrassing, but that's okay. We're doing it for you guys, you know? So you have a little bit of fun with us. Okay, let me think. Okay, I kind of have something in my head. I'm gonna cry. Wait. Okay.
What if you figure out this is your talent?
Well, I don't think so. I don't think we have to be worried about that. Okay. This is gonna be so embarrassing. And it's gonna be really short. Just like
Yeah, that's
first.
fine.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. All the places that I've been to make me feel lonely. Whenever it's not home, I hate it. I'm not even sorry about it. That's all. You can make it. Thank you.
Well done. I love that I'm not even sorry about it.
I mean, technically, it's not even true. Like, I love places.
And you are sorry about it.
That's what came up
Well
to my
done.
head. So this
Well
is my
done.
weekly wrap. I hope you loved it.
Please put some like beatboxing behind it when you edit it.
I'll try to see if there's anything.
Yes. And next week you can expect more of them. Well, we have
Yeah, because
we're
I already lost.
We can come up with like a great thing to do, you know, for when you lose the song of the week thingy. You know, because we were trying to come up with something to do. So we're just doing different things. Like we have a couple ideas. We're going to rotate in between them. If we come up with something else, we might just do that. So don't expect consistency. There's just we're just going to do something.
Yeah. And it's technically like we did this on Instagram stories 2 weeks ago. Because now, especially because of us skipping one episode.
3 weeks.
3?
Yeah.
No.
Nope, 2. You're right.
But because of our like recording schedule and stuff like that, it's just gonna be like that. So we're gonna like refer to 2 weeks
Just
back.
don't think about it too much.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, it's fine. We recapped the songs here, so you know, you don't even have to remember.
True.
So hopefully you enjoyed my rapping. It was my first time, okay? So be nice.
Yeah. Oh, and also it's Easter, so happy Easter.
Oh my God, true. Yeah, and see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode.
If you want to get in touch, you can find all of our information in the description below.